Hey there friends, thanks for checking in. This is the softest and flattest shooting handgun I have ever shot. So what are we talking about? This is the Bul Armory Tac Pro, and I wasn't joking when I said this is the flattest shooting handgun I have ever shot. Now this was released in mid-2024, so approximately a year now, and the Pro model has slide cuts with 4 ports on each side of the barrel. That reduces the muzzle rise significantly. If we look at the Bul Armory EDC, we'll see the slide cuts, but this is not the Pro model, so it doesn't have the V8 porting the way the Tac 5 does with this model. And that is amazing. Added to that, a 5-inch bull barrel that is crowned and a full-length Picatinny rail underneath. With a steel frame, all that adds weight to decrease the muzzle rise, unbelievably, and then a trigger that is measuring at 2 pounds, 7/4 ounces. I took my trigger gauge. It's a average of 5 pulls, and it's coming out averaging 2 pounds, 7/4 ounces. You put all that together, you have an incredible shooting experience. At least I did. It was amazing. It ships with 20 round mags. They have 4 of them. You can see it has a ledge right there in case you have to rip it out. But Bul Armory produced a +2 base plate. Other mags will work. But if we look at the case here, we'll see that it comes in this nylon bag. It's a nice touch. Bul Armory offers that with these handguns. And here's another mag, but here are 2 others right there. All right, so 4 mags total, all with the +2 base plate, is a very nice touch. It has a lock in there, but also it has this stuff. I took this out separately. I want to take a minute and talk about what's in the case and then the BAO system. Bul Armory offers a patch, a couple stickers, all right, a 9-pound recoil spring. I have to believe that's a 12-pound recoil spring in there, as is. I'm going to keep it just like that. The owner's manual, a pin for the disassemble. I'm going to explain that. Here is the cover plate that I took off to put a plate on there, and some cleaning kits. All right, but this is the BAO system, or part of it. It has a stabilizing post that this sinks into, and it makes it super stable. There is no movement whatsoever. You feel like you don't even have to put screws on. I have a Trijicon RMR on there, and you put the plate on and then the optic itself, and it is super stable the way that works. Now this is a Delta Point Pro. They also have the RMSC. They offer 3 plates in the case, so you don't have to contact them afterward and purchase plates like you do with Staccato. You just don't have to do that. And then you'll see that ledge right there. That also keeps the plate extremely stable. I've had huge success with it on the EDC and the Ultralight, and now the Tac 5 Pro. It has this aluminum mag well that I really like. I don't see a downside to it. It gives a base for the hand when shooting. Quick mag changes, no problem. The grip texturing is great. I love the way this feels in the hand. It doesn't feel blocky at all. And those 20 round mags are no joke, and you add that grip texturing, it's great. Now this here is polymer. Everything else is stainless steel with a PVD coated slide and frame. The trigger pull is dynamo. I like the way that trigger is cut. It's the same with the EDC and the Tac 4 1/4 and the ultralight. And then you have the reset right there. 2 3/4 pounds. Or shall I say 2 pounds, 3/4 ounces. Trijicon RMR. Okay, I dig the setup. And then if you go with irons, and I highly recommend an optic just for the speed of it, it has these raised serrated black and serrated black front. And they are raised. Easy to access the optic through that. And people are still fighting optics. This handgun deserves an optic, trust me. It is worth it. Ambidextrous thumb safety. And you'll notice on the EDC that it has a fiber optic front sight. Okay? Works great. But with the Pro models, with the porting, too much shooting, shall I say, 3 or 4 mags continuously could damage that fiber optic front sight. So they went with basically a serrated black front sight. Works great. Love the trigger pull. Love the mechanics. I've learned to love Bul Armory Tac. This is part of the SAS family. But the Tacs with the 4 1/4, the EDC, and now the Tac 5 Pro, along with that little ultralight. I love that thing. To disassemble it, you take this pin here and you would lock the slide back, and there's a hole right in that full-length guide rod. All right, I find it easiest to take the slide off and then push the guide rod through and just lock it. It compresses the spring, but this is what it looks like. And it's an easy process. I can do it really quick, and it's just simple, and I'm pretty well used to it by now. This is not new with a bull barrel, okay? Bushingless bull barrel, obviously, and I dig that crown in there. Everything about this just so nice. This is a Bul Armory Tac 4 1/4. Excellent handgun. Loved it from the beginning. It has some shiny parts on there, all right? You'll notice some shiny parts. They blacked them out with the EDC and went with the BAO optic system, and I think that looks super cool. They also made a flush barrel with the slide. Very well done. And then the Bul Armory Ultralight is also blacked out. And this thing shoots like a full-size handgun. There is no doubt about that. It only has a 3-inch barrel. The Tac 5 Pro is by far the largest. This was designed for shooters, competition, and guys like me who just love ring and steel. It is their go-to at this point in time. This is the main one, and I am so honored to have it. It comes at a price greater than the other 3 that I showed you, but it's still very affordable when you consider the competition. The MSRP on the Pro model is $2,450. If you don't go with the Pro, it's $200 less than that. That's the MSRP. The availability is hard. It's hard to get a hold of these, and the reason being is they are pumping these out and shipping them to the US, and they are getting eaten up quick. And I understand why. I have people tell me, I want one, I try to get one, I can't find one. My advice is just be persistent. If you have to get on a waiting list, do that. If you have to search online every day, do that. Persistence is what it takes. But if you get your hands on any of the ones I showed, but specifically this one, with the V8 porting, the Pro model, you will experience shooting, well, perhaps like I did. Really enjoyed it. I'm not here to say, oh, this is the greatest thing that ever was created, but I am here to say this is the softest and shooting handgun I have ever shot. It's in 9mm, granted, but the porting, the barrel, the stainless steel, those other 3 I showed you are aluminum framed. This is stainless steel, and it really makes a difference with that soft trigger pull. Persistence wins the day, guys. And I hope you can get your hands on one as well. If you like videos like this, please subscribe and share. I always appreciate thumbs up button. Thanks for watching, and you guys be safe.